Hey everybody. So here we are. This is the latest episode of my 2023 Natural Bodybuilding Competition Prep series. We're just finishing now week 30 of the prep. So we've been in it for a good while now, and we are at the 6 weeks out point. Very, very close. Some of the most exciting parts of prep are, well, we're here. We're here every week now. Every time I lose just a fraction of a pound, I'm starting to see changes. So, like, even just the difference between the end of this week versus the beginning of this week, as far as visual changes go, like, there's been changes, like little tiny ones. Maybe it's all in my head, but I feel like I'm starting to see like little tiny changes almost on a daily basis. Reached a new low this week so far, and I've been seeing lows on weekends, which I haven't really been seeing in past parts of prep. But my last low this week was, geez, what was it? 177.2. So I don't even remember the last time I was that light. I've never been this light in a prep before. During my last prep, the lightest I was 181.0. That was the lightest I was in the whole prep. That was like a 28-week long prep. And here we are, several pounds lower than that. It's funny just thinking back. So I started prep on January 1st, and the first time I met with Jeff was probably the middle of December, so 2 or 3 weeks before we actually started the prep. And I remember we were having our first meeting together, and we were talking about like what the prep trajectory could be like, what the plan was going to be, when I was going to compete. And I was 210 pounds at the time, and I like sent him all of my photos, my starting point photos, and we had that initial conversation. And I was telling him I was thinking about competing this fall or competing this year. And I remember he's like, hey, like based on where we are, like we probably like need to get down to at least around 175 at least. And like I wasn't surprised when he told me that by any means. It's not too far off from where I've been in past preps, but I wasn't too surprised. But I knew that was a good amount of weight, so a good amount of weight to lose. And here we are at 177.2, so we're almost at that 175 point. At this point, we're thinking that we might actually get a little bit lower. So maybe like low 170s, and we might not get there for the first competition. So first competition again is in 6 weeks. I've got I think 9 or 10 weeks out from the next one, so I'll have more time to sharpen up even more if we feel like it's appropriate. But we're thinking that we're at least going to get down to 175, if not a little bit lower. And I mean, the whole idea is that we reach that fine balance of like elite level conditioning, so like super freaky lean, but without losing, and this is Jeff keeps reminding me this too, because I keep saying like, hey, like I'm ready to like you put the foot on the gas even harder as far as fat loss goes. Like I'm if we need to diet harder, like I'll diet harder. And he keeps reminding me like, hey, we're doing this keeping in mind the whole package. So the whole package meaning like bodybuilding, natural bodybuilding, or bodybuilding is judged not just on conditioning, but also on muscularity and symmetry. So if we were to diet too hard, we could lose the other 2 points. Like I could lose muscle, and which could affect my symmetry, and I could lose points on that. Plus, it'd leave me feeling more stressed, and the stress would show in my physique. Maybe I'd hold more body water, or I'd look flatter, or what have you. It just wouldn't look as good. Maybe look a little bit sickly. So, anyways, the trajectory of our fat loss that we're in right now seems to be pretty good. We seems to be like really appropriate actually, and Jeff is reminding me that, and I'm feeling great. Like I'm feeling really good about it. Too. But anyways, we're thinking that by the time, like, so 6 weeks out from now, we'll lose at least a couple more pounds. So maybe like, I mean, we've got 6 weeks, so we're probably going to diet for fat loss. We're probably aiming to lose more fat like for the next 5 weeks. And I think, so Jeff hasn't let me know this for sure, but I think what we'll do is we will probably like lose for 5 more weeks. We'll just keep digging, and then at that 1 week out point, we might start to like increase up to maintenance calories to basically refresh me or to fill my physique up a little bit, get me looking a little bit more lively, filling up my muscle bellies a little bit more with some glycogen there, increasing my energy levels so that I look and feel my best for the stage days, my competition day, my first one. So I think that's the plan. Again, I'll find out. Like I'm kind of just following his lead. So I think we're going to aim to accomplish more fat loss for the next 5 weeks. We'll see. I could lose perhaps up to 5 pounds. I'm guessing we'll lose between 2.5 to 4 pounds, 2.5 to 5 pounds. We'll say if we're really digging. And again, so if I lose 4 pounds, that'll leave me to around 173. Since I'm 170, is that right? Yes, I think so. Math, it's fun. So that'll leave me around 173, which is pretty crazy. Again, I started at 210, so like we'll be having lost like 37 pounds by that point, which is a good amount. It's almost, it's funny, right since day one, like this was Jeff's plan, was let's lose at this rate on average, like kind of like a pound per week, more or less, and that's pretty much what we've done. Maybe a slight bit more on average, 1 point something pounds per week we've lost, and sure enough, that's kind of what we've done, and that seems like a really healthy rate of loss, where I've maintained my gym performance for most of the prep. I improved on it. Now we're at a place where I'm just like maintaining, doing the best I can to get the most stimulus possible for my training sessions. Strength definitely isn't where it was 4 weeks ago, 10 weeks ago, 20 weeks ago. It's not quite in the same place, that's for sure, but we're still getting the most out of our training sessions. I'm training as honestly like as hard as I can within reason. I'm trying to feel like I'm trying to really find a feeling of stimulus. Like I'm trying to aim for as much mechanical tension as I possibly can with every exercise that I'm doing, and I think it's doing the trip. But anyways, the rate of loss I think is really good in that I've held on to, I think, all of my muscle. Like I don't think I've lost any muscle, and Jeff's letting me know that too, like in my check-in photos. So I'll show you my check-in photos here. They are looking like I'm not, and I don't have the eyes that Jeff does for this, but I don't think I'm looking flat or like I'm losing any muscle. We're just getting leaner and getting sharper each week, which is, I mean, hey, that's what the goal is, so it's happening. But anyways, yeah, the rate of loss is really good. We're getting close. We're getting really close here, and it is hard to believe it has been 30 weeks. Jeez Louise. But anyways, yeah, we're doing all right. Things that I'm doing right now. So as far as calories go, I'm running the same thing that I have been for the past, what has it been, 3.5, 4 weeks now. We're having 5 low days at just over 2,000 calories, and our high days are up to just under 3,000 calories to give me a nice little recharge over the weekend days. Again, my rate of loss is really appropriate. It's smooth. So like we're going to keep running that as long as I'm still making progress. I mean, we still have room. We still got 6 weeks or 5 weeks to, if we want to put the foot on the gas a little bit more, maybe we take out a refeed or maybe we decrease calories a little bit. I'm totally on board with that if that is part of the plan. But we got time for it as needed. But aside from that, we're not making any changes just because it's all working. So there you go. I mean, we're pretty on point, I think. Yeah, as far as like energy levels go, they're where you would expect. I think I'm doing pretty good. Like I'm trying to really actively force myself to like smile lots and be like, try to be like upbeat. It really does help if you put in the energy to that, and I've found myself doing this in past preps, like where you get to that point, you're like, oh man, I'm like just dragging my butt around all over the place, and you're just like, you're not feeling like your usual well-fed self. So it can be really easy to kind of just like mope around and like not be upbeat, and it makes things harder. But if you I'm finding that if you put a little bit of energy into making an attempt to be more upbeat, try to make yourself walk faster, be as productive as possible with work. So like for me, I'm really grateful. I'm super busy. I try to stay as productive as possible. It helps the whole process. But anyways, I'm trying to put a lot of active thought into being more upbeat, move fast, and it's making everything easier. So it's helping to combat my naturally declining energy levels. But anyways, it's what we signed up for. And you know, the decrease of energy, the added hunger, the feelings that come with being in this part of prep, I like it because it's an indicator that things are working. So I'm happy that I'm feeling all this stuff. Like, it's all a good indicator that we're still sharpening up and we're improving. So bring it on. Like, this is again, this is what we signed up for. But anyways, yeah, here we are, 6 weeks out. We don't have much more time left to go. Every week, every day we're starting to see some changes here. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. On that note, I want to say thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. We are doing quite well. Support is really, really helpful. But yeah, if you like the video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to continue following me. Got not too many more videos before we hit that first stage day, that first competition day. So we're getting pretty close. So subscribe to the channel if you want. If you have any bodybuilding questions or questions about my own prep, just drop them below too. I really like talking more about this stuff. But anyways, guys, thank you again so much, and I will see you all next week.